Hey all, how are you? Welcome back. Jackson M. Haskell here. So the quick announcement, there's a video coming after this on the 6th of September. We're talking about Mandy for Let's Talk Horror, which is cool. And that is video coming on the 5th, which we're filming right now. We're talking about season 4 of Tales from the Crypt. I'm happy to say season 5 we're going to be covering on September 8th, 2024. And here we go. Season 4 is 14 episodes. Just want to be sure. Season only has 14 episodes. It's all released in 1991. But let's go. Season 4 first episode is none but the Lonely Heart. Source was Tales from the Crypt number 33, and it was directed by Tom Hanks and written by Donald Longtooth. Okay. Tom Hanks and written by Donald Longtooth. Which is cool. Tom Hanks is also in this episode. Saving Private Ryan, he was in Splash, Money Pit, but he was also the title of the character in Forrest Gump, which is cool. Catch Me If You Can. He was also in The Post, and we've actually seen his wife, Rita Wilson, in this show, which is cool. She was in season 3. So here's the plot. Howard Prince, played by Treat Williams, is a sociopathic criminal who routinely marries rich, elderly widows, then poisons them and leaves them to die while he steals their money. Deciding to murder one more victim before going on the run, he manages to successfully charm Effie Gluckman, who decided to have her his company. Eventually, Howard discovers that someone is on him and soon gets to hears notes from someone that knows what he's doing and warns him to stop or else risk facing dire consequences. Tom Hanks, who directed this episode, makes a cameo as a video dating site owner, while boxing legend Sugar Ray Leonard makes a cameo as a gravedigger. I like this episode a lot. Sugar Ray Leonard is a former boxer and motivational speaker now, which is cool. Treat Williams. The U.S. landed the Riz. He was played one of his first roles with Danny Zuko in the original Broadway run of Grease. He was also in Prince of the City and a lot of other movies. Francis Hussey, Sternhagen, Skin of Our Teeth, Good Doctor, Morning at 7, on Golden Pond, the movie Angel, which was a play, Sonnet, Sidney Bernstein's Window, but yeah. Next episode is Akilia. Source was Crime Suspense Stories, number 23. It was directed by Robert Longo. Written by Al Katz and Gilbert Adler. I've never heard. That's June 27, 1992. I've also never heard of Gilbert Longo. He's mostly known for artists and photography and musician stuff. But diabetic scientific researcher George Gatlin, played by Dylan McDermott, discovers he has been injected with H-cell 24, a deadly experimental virus cell, in lieu of insulin, as H-cell 24 has no antidote. George learns that the virus will cause tumors to grow all over his body and kill him in a matter of hours. After hearing what he believes to be evidence that his lab partners Sophia Wagner and Pac Brightman, played by Sonia Braga and Clevon Little, have purposely injected him with the virus in order to plot to kill him. George vows to use a little time he has left to get revenge on his colleagues, and this was also Clevon's little acting performance he got 4 months later. Let's talk about Dylan McDermott. So we've not covered him in any Let's Talk Horror yet. American Horror Story is why I would know him, where he plays. He's in season Murder House Asylum Apocalypse in '84, where he plays Ben Hammond, Johnny Morgan, and Bruce, respectively. He was in Miracle on 34th Street, the remake. And he's now currently in FBI Most Wanted. is cool. Let's talk about the others too. Sonia Braga. Kiss the Spider-Woman, Moon Over Paradox. She was in American Family, Elias, Cosby Show, Aquarius, Beer, Baccarat, Doing Off the Law, and Her Two Husbands. Which is cool. We also have Clevon Little, last one for Rules. He started in 1970, Broadway production of Pearly. That's the only reason I know him. But yeah, next episode 3 on Dead Man's Chest. The source was The Haunt of Fear, number 12. It was directed by William Friedkin, written by Larry Wilson, June 27, 1992. William Friedkin. I know him from the director of Exorcist, which is cool. Yeah. No, okay. Now let's talk about the plot. Danny Darwin, played by Yul Vasquez, is a hard-partying frontman of heavy metal band Exorcist. At the band's latest show, his best friend, Nick Bosch, has gone married. Oh, and he announces that the band's latest show that his best friend Nick Bosch has gone married. Danny fears that Nick's wife, Scarlett, played by Tia Carrera, is attempting to break up the band, giving him a burning t-shirt of her. His groupie, Vendetta, played by Sherry Rose, also hates Scarlett and helps Danny calm down by letting him visit Farouche, played by Heavy D, a mysterious tattoo artist who ends up giving him a tattoo of Scarlett on his chest. Things quickly become surreal when tattoos seems to develop a life of his own and will not go away, even after Danny murders the object of his hatred. Also starring Greg Allman of the Allman Brothers as the club owner, Rudy Sarzo, credited as bass player, Quiet Riot, Ozzy Osbourne and Whitesnake, and Steve Jones as a roadie. Steve Jones is known for Sex Pistols, which is cool. Any professionals. Let's talk about the characters. Actors. You got Yui Vasquez, Runaway Bride, Brad Boys 2, War of the Worlds, American Gangster, The A-Team, Captain Phillips, Infiltrator from Midnight, Texas. Tia, sorry, I only know her from General Hospital, which is cool. She seems like a cool person. She was also Dr. Rogers, Curb Your Enthusiasm, where she played Cha-Cha. She was Nani Palaki in the Lilo and Stitch films, which is cool. Next we have Sherry Rose, Me and Will. Yeah. And then Heavy D was a artist, rapper, Dwight Aaron Myers. He sadly passed away. And he was the leader of Heavy D and the Boys, which considered G-Wiz and T-Roy. And Eddie F. Next up, we have C-Nance. Ball of War, number 25. Gary Fledler directed it, and it was written by Harry Anderson. On July 4th, 1992. Gary Fledler wrote Homefront, which was a film by Millennium Films, and Harry Anderson. So, Night Court, Dave's World, where he played Steve Barry. We had actually seen him on this show before in Corman's Calamity in season 2 or 3. But, yeah. So, in Noir theme tale, Allison Peters and Benjamin Pulaski, played by Kathy Moriarty and Ben Cross, are a pair of con artists who attempt to swindle a rich tycoon. Prescott Chalmers, played by John Vernon, was fortunate with an elaborate story when they accidentally ended up killing him and said that attempt to trick the fortune that was blind spiritual wife, played by Ellen Crawford, by acting as a medium holding him seance. So Kathleen Moriarty, she started opposite Martin Robert De Niro in Raging Bull. Ben Cross was in Chariots of Fire. We played Harold Abramson. And for playing Billy Flynn in the original West End production of the musical Chicago. Next up, we got John Vernon, played Dean Former in Animal House, Mayor in Dirty Harry, and Fletcher in Outlaw Josie Wales. We have seen him actually for Let's Talk Horror, weirdly enough. He plays. So the reason I know two things. One's Let's Talk Horror, one isn't. Let's Talk Horror, when we're considering him, he was in Killer Clowns from Outer Space, where he plays Officer Curtis Mooney. But the reason I know from animation, Batman animated series, where he plays Rupert Thorne, a known Batman criminal, which is cool. Then Helen Crawford. She was on ER as Nurse Lydia Wright from 94 to 2003. And then again, in 2009 as series finale. Sorry. Beauty Rest is next episode. Direct Fall Horror number 35 is The Source, directed by Stephen Hopkins and written by Don Longtooth, July 11, 1992. Helen, played by Mimi Rogers, an aging model, and ends up losing a commercial deal to her younger roommate, Joyce, played by Kathy Ireland. When she learns that Joyce is also participating in a beauty contest, rigged beauty contest, pageant, Helen attempts to knock her unconscious with sleeping pills in order to replace and revive her own career, but accidentally causes her to overdose. At the pageant, Helen eventually murders her rival, Drusilla, played by Jennifer Rubin. She's soon named the winner and gets her big break, only to learn that pageant, including the grand prize, has a rather macabre autopsy feel. So, Helen, played by Mimi Rogers, she's an American actress. I don't know if we've seen her in anything for horror. Gung Ho, Someone to Watch Over Me, Rapture. The Mirror Has Two Faces. She was also in X-Files and 2.5 Men. She was married to Tom Cruise before, which is cool. Kathy Ireland is a former model. That's why I know her from. She's a supermodel in the 80s and 90s, known for appearing on 13 consecutive Sports Illustrated swimsuit editions. Next up, we have Jennifer Rubin. So we've actually seen her before. Let's Talk Horror. We've seen her in Nightmare on Elm Street 3, Dream Warriors, where she plays Taryn White. She was also in The Doors, Permanent Record, The Crush, Screamers, which is cool. Then we have Buck Henry, known for his work on The Graduate, which is cool. Next episode. What's Cooking? Haunt Fear number 12. We're directed by Gilbert Adler and written by A.L. Katz and Gilbert Adler. July 22nd, 1992. Married couple Fred and Irma, played by Christopher Reeve and Bess Armstrong respectively, are the owners of a failing restaurant with a squid-only menu. One day, Fred and Irma's luck is soon changed when Gaston, played by Judd Nelson, a mysterious drifter who works as a restaurant janitor, gives them some steaks that turns out to taste delicious, so much so that the restaurant gets a huge boost in both sales and popularity. However, Fred discovers that Gaston's steaks are made of his flesh of his landlord, Chumley, played by Meatloaf, who Gaston killed and butchered. The sight leaves Fred to be torn between going to police and allowing more people to be killed, so he put on the menu to the restaurant. Christopher Reeve's Superman. That's what I would know him from. I think most people would probably recognize him as a Superman actor. Sadly passed away. He was in Superman from 1978 to 87. Bess Armstrong. Draws 3D, High Road to China, 4 seasons, Nothing in Common, and she was on My So-Called Life, which is an ABC drama show. Judd Nelson played Hot Rod Rodimus Pike in Transformers the movie, John Bender in The Breakfast Club, and Alec Newbury in St. Elmo's Fire. Alex and Cybermutt, Joe Hunt in Billionaires Boy Club, and Nick Preddy in New Jack City. Meatloaf. Known for the Bat Out of Hell trilogy, I would say. We're also going to most likely cover him when we talk about the TV show Monsters. He's just a really interesting person, singer, and actor. I don't know if he's really famous. And he passed away in 2022, sadly. Next episode, the new arrival, Haunted Theater number 25, which is cool. It was directed by Peter Medak and written by Ron Finlay. July 25th, 1992. Peter Medak, I think first time we're seeing him in anything. He's worked on a lot of films. He worked in Twilight Zone, the 80s one, Species 2, Fairy Tale Theater, Babysitter, Changeling. But so the reason I would probably know this from Changeling, which is a cool Let's Talk horror film, which I hope to cover in the future. But yeah. David Allen Goats, played by David Warner, is an arrogant and snobbish child psychologist. Learns that his radio show is on the verge. Yeah. Okay. No. Learns that his radio show is on the verge of cancellation in an attempt to boost his exciting ratings. He decided to do a series of episodes from the home of regular caller, but Nora are played by Zelda Rubinstein, a strange woman who wants to help her deeply disturbed daughter, Felicity. And sorry about that. David Warner. I've seen his name before for some reason. Morgan is suitable case. He's an English English actor. Okay, Scream 2 is why we would have seen him. He was in Star Trek V, The Final Frontier, and Star Trek 6, Undiscovered Country. So when we're talking about Scream, that's an iconic movie. I just want to make sure what role he was in. He was Gus Gold. So, yeah. Zelda Rubinstein. She was a human rights actress. She played Ninja Barons in the Poltergeist series. And she was in Picket Fences, where she played Ginny. We also have Joan Severance, who was in it. Twiggy is another person. And Robert Patrick. Joan Severance. I don't know who most of these people are. Lethal Weapon, say no evil, hear no evil, which is cool. Black Scorpion, 1 and 2. Yeah. She was in Asylum for American Horror Story. Next up we got Twiggy. Twiggy is a British actor, model, and singer. She was a British cultural icon in the swinging 60s in London. Just really cool. Dean Leslie Lawson. Just know about Twiggy. Robert Patrick. He's been known to be in a lot of villain roles. He plays T-1000 in Terminator 2, Judgment Day. He was in Die Hard 2, Wayne's World, and Last Action Hero. Faculty, which is a great left-side horror. He was in Striptease, Bridge to Terabithia, Man Who Stole Goats, Safe House, Full Throttle, Adder 49. Next episode, episode 8, Showdown. Directed, Two-Fisted Tales, number 37. It was directed by Richard Donner and written by Frank Darabont. We talked about both those guys. Richard Donner, really famous director. And Frank Darabont, Walking Dead. That's why I know him. Helped create it. And a lot of other Stephen King works. August 1st, 1992. After killing Texas Ranger Tracker, Tom McMurdo, played by David Morse, Billy Quintain, played by Neil Giuntoli, a remorseless gunslinger on run from law. Rogers into saloon refuses to get the comeuppance when the spirits of all his past victims come back to haunt him. This was originally produced for the failed Two-Fisted Tales spin-off, which is cool. So, David Morse, he played Dr. Jake Boomer, Morrison, St. Elsewhere. He was a negotiator at The Good Son, Horns, Contact, Green Mile, which is cool. Neil Giuntoli, we've actually seen him before in Let's Talk Horror, weirdly enough. He was in Child's Play. He plays Eddie Caputo. Yeah, he also Neil Giuntoli played his owner on The Life of iconic mayor Richard Daley. Next episode 9, King on the Road. Original script, see below. This was, I'm going to talk about that in a second, but directed by Tom Holland, written by Randall Johnson, August 8th, 1992. Tom Holland, a lot of movies. We've mentioned him before, so I'm not really going to mention him. But yeah. Sheriff Joe Garrett, played by Raymond J. Barry, is confronted by Billy, played by iconic actor Brad Pitt, a kooky hoodlum and street racer who has learned that years before Joe himself was once a legendary street racer known as Iceman, who gave up on his rival, was killed. Some of the rebels without a cause and attempts to challenge him in a race. Stakes are raised significantly when Billy kidnaps Joe's daughter in order to blackmail him into racing. Left no other options, Joe is forced to come out of retirement and participate in one last race to save the daughter's life. In the twist ending, Billy wins a race, yet loses, while Joe happily gets his ever after. Two-Fisted Tales comic art was shown in the episode is a spoof. Tales from this came from the film Two-Fisted Tales that was based on the comic book of the same name, along with the episode Yellow and Showdown, Orange Savon, and play the soundtrack for this episode. Let's talk about Orange Savon first. Where's the London song, Lawyers, Guns, and Money, and Roland the Headless Thompson Gunner, which is cool. Raymond J. Barry, he is an actor. I don't know if we've seen him, but Steel City is what I would know him from if I've seen that, which I haven't. Yeah. First role would have been 1977 for him. Last role would have been 2022. But I don't recognize him. Brad Pitt, on the other hand, is a really famous actor. I don't know if he might be one of those rare actors who we might not have seen anything yet. So he was in the horror movie Cutting Class, which I hope to cover sometime. Interview with a Vampire for horror. But yeah, those are the reasons I know him. He was also in Seven, Thelma and Louise. I always get him in The Cruise mixed up. But yeah. Next episode, Maniac at Large. Crime Suspense Story is number 27, written by John Frankenheimer, directed by John Frankenheimer, written by Mae Woods, August 12, 1992. John Frankenheimer. We've seen him. Birdman of Alcatraz, Manchurian Candidate, 7 Days in May, The Train, Seconds. Just a lot of good, iconic films. I'm trying to think why I would have seen him before. Something. It's probably... No. I don't know why I've heard of him. What his name was. Oh, okay. So, the reason I would know him is one movie covered, which was Island Dr. Moreau from '96, which I covered for Let's Talk Horror. Okay, so Margaret, played by Blythe Danner, a meek librarian and inner city librarian, learns that serial killers lose an area and begins believing that she will be the killer's next victim. Making things worse, head librarian Mrs. Pritchard, played by Salome Jens, forces Margaret to work late one night, left alone after closing time in the library. She's frequented by suspicious characters and not exactly known who this serial killer is. Margaret paranoia ends up overwhelming her. So Blythe Danner, actually I like this episode a lot, but Blythe Danner, she was in the show Huff, where she plays Izzy Huffstadt. Salome Jens, she feels female changeling in Star Trek Deep Space Nine, which is cool. That's the reason I know her. Clarence Williams III. So, we have not seen him for Let's Talk Horror, but when we talk about Tales from the Hood franchise, we will. Mod Squad, Purple Rain, 50 Pickup, Half Baked, Life, American Gangster, Hoodlum, Adam Ant. Adam Ant is a really famous actor and musician. Adam and the Ants, Kings of the Wild Frontier. Then we have Uba Babatunde. Pretty sure we've not seen him, but I'm trying to make sure. He was in the movie Necronomicon, which is a horror movie. He was in The Visit from 2000. Gateway Jack, Good Day USA. The Eye from 2008, which is a cool film. Till Death Do Us Part. And he plays Lieutenant Jameson. Lieutenant Jameson in this episode, which is cool. And he was also in Dawson's Creek as Principal Howard Green, Season 3. Next one, we have Split Personality. Vault of Horror, number 30, directed by Joel Silver, written by Fred Decker. This is the first episode Joel Silver did. He's part of that entertainment group, Black Castle. Not Black Castle. Yeah, Dark Castle Entertainment. Yeah, and he was a producer on the show. So, August 26, 1992. Small-time swindler Vic Stetson ends up experiencing car trouble outside a bizarrely sized mansion. Letting him inside so he can choose to use the phone. He meets the mansion's occupants, kills the twin sisters April and June Blair, played by Jacqueline and Andrew Citron, and Kristen and Amber Citron. After learning that they are worth a combined $2 billion, Vic creates Jack a twin brother of himself, so he can trick the both girls into dating and marrying him in order to plot steal from the combined inheritance. However, Rick soon gets a nasty surprise when he discovers that the twins harbor a dark and dangerous secret. Also starring Burt Young, and Joe Pantoliano. So, let's talk about Joe Pesci. So we've not seen him yet. Anything. Casino, Goodfellas, Raging Bull, The Irishman, Once Upon a Time in America, Home Alone 1 and 2, where he plays one of the criminals, My Cousin Vinny. He plays Harry Lime in the Home Alone franchise. Let's talk about Burt Young. Burt Young, I would know him from the Rocky franchises, where he plays Rocky's brother-in-law and best friend, Paulie Panino. Last Exit to Brooklyn, Bottom of the Knife, Mickey Blue Eyes, Trans-America, Uncle Joe Sherman, Gambler, Chinatown, Killer 8, Uncle Joe Shannon. And we have Joe Pantoliano, who we've actually seen in the first season. He's known for playing Ralphie on The Sopranos. Next up, we are strung along. This episode is directed by Kevin Yeager and written by Yale Udoff and Kevin Yeager. Kevin Yeager, we've mentioned before. Why Yale Udoff was a American screenwriter and playwright. So this episode came out September 2nd, 1992. Retired puppeteer Joseph Renfield, played by Donald O'Connor, who used to make children laugh with his signature character. Coco the Clown is offered a chance to revive his career. Act for a tribute to golden age of television due to his age, a young and experienced prominent wife, Ellen, played by Patricia Charbonneau, says that Joseph hire someone to help performance. Ellen introduces Joseph to her friend David, played by Zach Galligan, and Amy Charles puppeteer as the new assistant. Now their game of deception soon begins when love letters are found in Ellen's dresser, leading Joseph to question if Ellen is unfaithful to him. So, Donald O'Connor. Don't really recognize, but he was in the show with Gloria Jean, Peggy Ryan, and Francis the Talking Mule. Patricia Charbonneau, Kay Rivers, and Desert Heat. Zach Galligan. Gremlins fame. He was in Gremlins and Gremlins 2 New Batch, where he played Billy Peltzer. Which is cool. I don't know if he's seen him for anything else, but that's what movies I would know him from. He was in Waxwork 2, Lost in Time. Gremlin was his first movie. He's been featured in Gremlin Secret of Why, and has Henchman 2. Which is cool. Only 2 more episodes to go. So this one, Werewolf Concerto, Wall of Horrors number 16, directed by Steve Perry, written by Scott Nimberfro, September 9th, 1992. Steve Perry, I've never heard of him, but he's an American TV writer and science fiction writer. Yeah, I don't know. Sadly. And Agatha style mystery, a group of guests at a hotel discover one of them has been gruesomely killed and suspects that there may be a werewolf looking among nearby woods. When a mudslide blocks on the road out, the hotel manager Antoine, played Dennis Farina, hires Lokai, Timothy Dalton, a werewolf hunter, who vows to find and exterminate a beast. Before they can do so, Lokai must figure out who the werewolf is. Let's talk about these characters. Danny Farina, I've never heard of him. He before his career as a stage and film actor, he was a Chicago police detective. I don't know what I recognize him, but Timothy Dalton. He became the 4th actor portrayed iconic villain, secret agent, James Bond in Eon Productions, leaving Daylight's and License to Kill. Dennis Farina, he's a Manhunter, where he plays Jack Crawford. Midnight Run, Law and Order, Unsolved Mysteries, Luck. He passed away in 2013. Let's talk about the cast. Beverly D'Angelo, National Lampoon Vacation Films, from 1983 to 2015. She plays Ellen Griswold. Reginald Johnson, played Carl Winslow on Family Matters from 1989 to 1998. He was also Al Powell in Die Hard and Die Hard 2. Leila Farquhar, she played Robin Strokes in Wind Takes Hail. She also was in Harlem Nights, Boomerang, Chamber, Gang Related. Charles Fleischer. So, we've actually seen him for Let's Talk Horror, but, besides Let's Talk Horror, Who Framed Roger Rabbit, Polar Express, We're Back at Dinosaur Story, Ringo, Chippendale, Rescue Rangers. He was also had a cameo role in Back to the Future Part 2. But the reason I might know him personally, so he was in A Nightmare on Elm Street as Dr. King, therapist. Walter Gotell, General Gogol, head of the KGB in the Roger Moore era Bond films, as well Morzency in Rasta from Love. And then we have Wolfgang Puck, who's an Austrian chef and restaurateur, famous for Wolfgang Puck restaurants. Last episode of the season, episode 14, Curiosity Killed, Tales from the Crypt, number 36, directed by Elliot Silverstein, written by Stanley Ralph Ross, September 16, 1992. Ross, I don't know if I heard of before. Oh, okay. He was a writer in the 1960s Batman show. But let's talk about the cast. Jack, played by Kevin McCarthy, and Cynthia, played by Margot Kidder. Two big names in horror right there. An elderly couple who hate each other are camping in the woods with their fellow elderly couple, Harry and Lucille, played by J.A. Preston and Matt Sinclair, who are more tolerable of one another. Harry, a retired Marine who Jack has saved during Guadalcanal, which is to repay Jack by means of Lucille, who is a voodoo priestess. Lucille reveals the reason behind the camping trip. She has been tending to a rare flower, a blooms by moonlight, which he needs to make a potion about to make him all young and attractive. Jack also attempts to keep it secret from the bitter and overbearing Cynthia, who wants to use it for her own means. Jack, played by Kevin McCarthy. We've seen him actually. I don't know if we've seen him yet, but we're going to cover eventually Invasion of the Body Snatchers if we haven't yet. He was a male lead in that. Margot Kidder. We've seen her for Let's Talk Horror, I think. Might be one of my first movies, but we also would know her from Lois Lane in the original Superman films, 87. She was in the Black Christmas movie. She passed away in 2018, sadly. J.A. Preston. Preston plays Colonel Randolph in A Few Good Men. And he was also Ozzie Cleveland in Hill Street Blues. And he played Con McCleary in the movie Remote Williams, Adventure Begins. Which is cool. Last person, Mad Singer, Cornbread Earl, and me. Convoy Coming to America, Trapper John, MD, and also Roots, which is cool. She was also the voice actor of Sarah Sarabi, Mufasa's mate and Simba's mom, in the Disney animated feature film Lion King from '94. That is it for this season. I really hope y'all enjoy. Like I said, the video coming after September 6th, we're talking about Let's Talk Horror, talking about Mandy, which is cool. But like I said, we're gonna be talking about Season 5 of Let's Talk Horror. Sorry, Season 5 of Tales of the Crypt, September 8th. And I really hope y'all enjoy it. Bye-bye.